This is Valmiki Ramayan, Season 3, Episode 9, Life in Chitrakoot. The morning after the grand reception, Bharadwaj Muni enquired of Bharat, "Did your people have a good time last night?" Bharat said they most certainly did, and now he was keen to get on with his journey. As Bharat, Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi took the sage's leave, Bharat said some harsh words about Kaikeyi. But Bharadwaj Muni admonished him and then said, "Perhaps something good will come out of all this." Following the directions given by the sage, they travelled from Prayag up to the base of the Chitrakoot hills. As Bharat looked up, he was struck by the beauty of the place. He said to Vasishtha, "This forest looks like a dark blue cloud. The trees on the mountain ridges are shedding flowers like raindrops in a monsoon shower. This land of ascetics is surely a pathway to heaven, Swargapatha." Note Valmiki's penchant for poetically comparing the earth with the sky. Many seasons later, we will see a masterpiece of this poetic style when Hanuman crosses the ocean. Bharat could see that the presence of his large army had already started disturbing the birds and animals of the forest. So he asked his soldiers to set up camp at the base itself and sent ahead a small search party. They reported back after having spotted some smoke, which was a sure sign of human presence, most likely of those they were looking for. Valmiki now shifts the scene to where the smoke was coming from. Remember, it has been some time since we caught up with Ram, Lakshman and Sita. We had last seen them move into their newly built cottage in the second episode of this season. The three had settled down well. No doubt, life in the wild was difficult. Besides, they had to follow the rules of ascetic life. But although they did not have material comforts, they joyously filled their heart with the natural beauty, peace, and sanctity that surrounded them. One day, Ram said to Sita, "Na rajya bhranshanam bhadre, na suhridbhi vina bhavah. Mano me badhate drishtva ramaniyam imam girim." When I see this lovely mountain, I am not troubled by the thoughts of being exiled from the kingdom and being away from friends and family. Just look at these peaks, adorned with minerals and as though piercing the sky. Look at those flocks of birds and those flowering and fruit-laden trees of all kinds. And then, right in the middle of this romantic description, Valmiki slips in a short botany lesson. A list of 24 tree varieties found in the area, including mango, amla, and pomegranate. Ram spoke to Sita about the Kinnar and Vidyadhar communities that they sometimes came across. And in a lighter vein, he made an interesting observation. That bed made of grass and covered with flowers, those crushed lotus garlands, telltale signs that some amorous couple had been there. Ram also spoke about the rishis that lived in the area and how earlier kings had gained from retiring into the forest in their later years. Their cottage had the mountain on one side and the Mandakini river on the other. "Sita, behold this river, the crystal clear waters, these beautiful flowers floating on top, those lotuses, and the sandbanks with geese and swans. What are we waiting for? Come along, vigahasva maya saha. Dive in with me." All in all, Ram had not only reconciled to the Vanvas, he also recognized that there was something totally different to be learned through this experience. He told Sita, "For me, seeing Chitrakoot and Mandakini and being with you is more delightful than living in Ayodhya." And he also asked her, "Vaidehi ramase kachit Chitrakoote mayasah?" My dear Sita, are you happy here with me in Chitrakoot? This description by Valmiki tells us a lot about Chitrakoot, about Ram and Sita's relationship. Note how Ram is truly engaged with life, enjoying the beauty of Chitrakoot and sharing that joy with Sita. A great lesson for us in how to move on and to not endlessly torment ourselves with what might have been. And Valmiki's words also tell us something important about what it means to be an ascetic. It does not mean being divorced from beauty, being in denial of life itself. Rather, an ascetic lifestyle creates the mental space for a deeper exploration of life by taking away the clutter of material things. Just then, there appeared a giant cloud of dust near the horizon. A distant rumbling noise was heard, and elephants and deer started to run around scared. What could it be? Lakshman climbed up a sal tree to find out. He saw a huge army in the distance and immediately warned Ram, "Send Sita inside, get your bow and put out the fire." Upon taking a harder look, he saw Ayodhya's emblem on a large flag. He thundered, "Bharat is here! After his coronation, surely he is coming to kill us both. Now I can vent my anger that I had held back for so long. I shall destroy this army and Bharat. And don't you tell me that it is not the right thing to do. Dharma will be broken not by killing Bharat, but by letting him live." Lakshman had made the same assumption about Bharat's intentions as everyone else. But Ram truly understood Bharat. He asked Lakshman if Bharat had ever done anything that would cause them to suspect him today. Ram had no doubt. "Asmasu manasapyesha nahitam kinchidacharet." Bharat would not even think of harming us. He must have been very upset with Kaikeyi upon learning of her demands, and is probably here to try and undo what has happened. Lakshman calmed down a little. He continued his survey of the army and wondered, "Perhaps Maharaj Dashrath has come to see you. I see the great old elephant Mrutyunjay that the king always rides. But I don't see his white chhatra canopy on top. I wonder why." Ram knew that there was only one way to find out, and that was to wait. So he said, "Vrikshagrad avarohatvam kuru Lakshmana madvachah." Lakshman, now listen to me and get off that treetop. Iti, her, asa. That is how it happened.